Mom, father, they still living and stuff like that?
Yeah, my mom. I'm living with my mom. My mom, she a nurse. My mom. I was like just talking about my mom yesterday. My mom, I love my mom to death, but my mom is like a worker, you know. So
Yeah.
me and my mom, we look at things a little bit differently.
For sure.
But like now that, like my hopes is actually for her to see me, see what I'm doing, and it motivate her to be like, okay, cool, I don't gotta work 6 days a week.
19 years old. You just graduated last year, right?
Actually,
2 years. This past December. Mm-hmm. Okay. So not even a year, about 11 months. Mm-hmm. Mama probably wanted you to go off to college, or at least get a job and work.
My mom wanted me to. She wanted me to do something. At first, she wanted me to go to college.
Yeah.
But then she figured like that's not me. But then she wanted me to like get into. At first, I was thinking about getting into truck driving.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's just not me.
Welcome to the Willpower Hour podcast, where we help new entrepreneurs elevate their life through personal development. And today, I have my young brother,
James.
James, tell the people where you're from.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
My boy from Cleveland, Ohio. So actually, me and James met back in, what was it, August or September?
That was September.
Back in September of 2025. And we met at the Cash Flow event. And I was amazed. I don't even know what made me, I think we were just outside, right?
Yeah, we were both just standing outside.
Just standing outside. And I think I spoke to my brother. I'm like, you know what, let me speak to this young brother. I didn't even know he was young at that time. But spoke to him. He told me he was coming from Cleveland, Ohio, and that he was basically in the real estate game, had just got his first fix and flip. And I was amazed. We literally talked about an hour and a half. We missed a whole presentation inside because we didn't even know they had started because the conversation was so good. And, of course, I just couldn't stop giving him kudos for him being 21, right?
I'm 19.
19. Damn. Look, I keep putting these extra years on my boy. At 19 years old, he doing some things that I wish that I could have done if I was exposed to it. So obviously somebody around his area, his family, friends, whoever, his proximity is doing something right to expose him through those things. So tell me a little bit about yourself, brother.
I appreciate you. Yeah. Thank you. That was a good introduction. Well, yeah, like you said, I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm 19. I just grabbed my first fix and flip property about what was that, like August. Right now I'm finishing up on my first project, and we about to hit the market like in the next week or so.
Cool. Look, dang, you about to finish up and put it on the market.
Yeah. So
let me ask you, what got you in the real estate game? Like, who was the influence?
So I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. So let me give you like a little story.
No, come on, we here.
So last year I went to I'm just sitting there thinking like I've been working a job since I was 16. Like, okay, I've been working like I've been making a pretty decent amount of money, you know. So I was sitting there thinking like, what am I gonna do? I'm trying to invest.
Right.
Like, how can I? Because I don't want to work forever. That's always my mindset. Like, I can't work forever. So I was sitting there and like, you know, you just be on Instagram and you know your algorithm. Yeah. Like, you know, sometimes you be seeing them people who just keep popping up. Like, no. So my mentor, Beyond Win, he actually like just kept popping up on my feed. So I seen it and I just kept looking at his page. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Because what's crazy is he actually from my city. Okay. So like I seen him around before and things of that nature, but it's like, you know.
Most definitely.
But I actually end up, my friend now, but his name is Giovanni. He's 22 years old. He's from Las Vegas. Okay. And he drove to my city. He drove to Cleveland, Ohio, to get into real estate. He had
Giovanni?
Mm-hmm. He had $2,000 in his pocket. Exactly. So when I seen that, I'm like, I got more than $2,000. Yeah. And I'm from here. Yeah. If he's scared, if he not scared, why I gotta be scared? Like, you know what I mean? I gotta go ahead and just take the risk. Like, so my brother, like, he really inspired me. Like, so I went to the my mentor. He had a infield training event where it's like we walk around, we do like a city tour. Right. He showed the zip codes, walk through the properties, and after that I was sold. I ain't gonna lie. And ever since then, I joined the mentorships, keep being around like-minded people.
Yeah.
Going to real estate events. It's just been going good ever since though.
You know what? You said one key thing that who is now your good brother from Las Vegas only had $2,000. You had a little bit more than him in your pocket. You from the same city that he traveled to, basically across the country, to invest in real estate, and it made you figure out like, if he can do it, why I'm not doing it? I'm right here. I got a little bit more money. Like, this my town. And that's cool that like some people can have that influence on people like that. And it's good that you actually took initiative on that, because obviously you wouldn't even be where you are right now and about to be here in the next 30 to probably 45 days when you put that property on the market.
You see what I'm saying? And honestly, I would have never even known like how far this could take me.
Yeah.
Like, you know, cause the part, like I do love real estate.
Okay.
I love real estate. But the part that really, what I really like, I gotta figure that out.
Right.
How you get in real estate with $2,000? that was what I was trying to figure out. I had to figure that out. So that part was like, once I figured, like, don't get me wrong, I'm always gonna be a real estate investor.
Right.
But the funding side of it as well, I love that as well. If that makes sense.
And I was finna ask you too. So with that $2,000 that you had, well, no, he had $2,000. With whatever funds that you had in your pocket, if you wanted to disclose it, you know, we ain't gonna disclose it. How did you acquire the property? We know you had to pay for the mentorship and stuff like that, but how did you acquire the property? Because you probably was like, man, I ain't got $100,000, $200,000, unless you got $200,000 in your pocket and stuff like that. But you had $200,000 in your pocket.
I had $100,000.
Okay. So yeah, so how you acquired that property, knowing that you like, man, houses cost several $100,000. I ain't got that. I got some money, but I ain't got that. And really not knowing how you gonna get that home. How did you acquire your property?
So I'm not sure if everybody's been hearing about 0% interest credit cards, the 0% business interest credit cards. So I was actually able to partner my 0% interest credit cards.
Okay.
And a hard money lender. By that, I mean, I was able to get $50K between in credit cards, actually off through one bank.
One bank.
One bank.
Was that your only source of funding, or you got more funding after that?
No, I got more funding after that. Ooh. But to get into the real estate, I only used this. So I was able to get $50K from Chase. And then I was able to partner with that $50K with a hard money lender. So with a hard money lender, they gonna ask you to put down 10 to 20%, and they pay for everything. They pay for the purchase price, the rehab. Yeah. You got to put down that 10 to 20%, and you got to have some money on the back end, like to pay for the rehab up front, and they give it to you on the back end. So
is this what Beyond Win taught you?
Something like that.
Look, cause there's a lot of people your age, not even your age, bro, all ages, who feel like they can't start whatever business, get into real estate or whatever, because they don't have the money.
And I'm gonna be 100% honest. Like, I feel like that is the biggest problem. Like, with a lot of people, like even with any businesses, like people who even get into businesses, they make businesses sometimes fail because of the lack of money. Right. Or sometimes people can't even grow their business how they want to grow their business or market or advertise their business because they don't got the money that they need. But the way that I was able to, like, this way of 0% interest business funding, it opens up doors to so many different ways. Like, if you want to get into real estate, if you want to just advertise and market yourself, if you want to get into rental cars, if you want to anything. Yeah. So that's why I said, like, when I learned about that funding space, I'm like, ooh, I got to figure that out.
Look, that's where it's at.
Yeah, look, for sure.
Look, we was talking. I told you that 2 years ago, you know, I was trying to open up the youth group home. And all I had to my name was personal credit cards and money in my pocket from my job that I worked. Mm-hmm. But it still wasn't enough. It's a 6-figure investment here in Texas to start a youth group home. For sure. And I told you, I said, you know, I was thinking about going the traditional route of buying a investment property the conventional way, which is going to probably look at somewhere about $50,000 to maybe $65,000 that I would have to bring to the table. And I'm like, bro, that's almost what I already have in my pocket. Then what I'm gonna do elsewhere? So I didn't even know I knew about business funding, but I didn't know how to acquire it in the educational part behind it. But let's fast forward about like 18 months later, after I pivoted to go into the unlicensed group home space and start working, rubbing shoulders with other people who are more knowledgeable and know more than me, especially in that area, I was able to acquire this property with my partner solely based off of business funding. I didn't have to touch the money that I made from my group home business. I was able to acquire this off of the business funding. So it's amazing that you are able to get exposed to it at 19 on your first deal, your first business project in general. And a lot of people out there need to understand that you need business funding. We don't have to start our businesses or buy properties with our own money.
And I feel like a lot of people don't understand. Like a lot of people, they want to save up as much money as they can before they go and get into the business idea that they've been thinking about. Like, no, it's always other ways.
Why is that? Why do you think that?
I think people more so. I think they just more really in their comfort zone. I feel like people just procrastinating. Because like, for example, a lot of these businesses, like for example, the business like the group homes. Yeah. You said you possibly could need $100,000 if you wanted to come out of your pocket. How long is it gonna take you to save up $100,000?
Shit. Look, I actually just had a consult with somebody acquiring mentorship yesterday, and I had to ask her that. I say, if somebody can get you $100,000, would you pay them for their time? And then I also asked her, how long would it take to save up $100,000? You know, it got quiet on that phone. Cause look, I've been there. I had to think about like how long it's gonna take me to get $100,000. Hell, it took forever to save up $10,000. Shit, I think I worked about $8 an hour at that time thinking about stuff like that. So you got a point. And not only off of like being complacent or comfortable or whatever, I also think it's based off of how we was brought up.
I agree.
I think some of that stuff started in the household, and it starts with the people we are exposed to. If you're never around nobody that teaches you that and make you understand that, hey, you don't have to use your own money, you don't have to save your way. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, that's how I thought at your age. I think I told you that. I said I thought I had to get a job, basically also go to school to try to get a pretty decent career, to now work, save my money to be able to invest in my first property. Until I started learning about business in 2020 when COVID hit. And actually I started learning about equity for the first time was actually Wall Street Trapper. I got into the stock market and I learned how equity worked in the stock market. And that's how I learned that. So I think a lot of times it's also family and proximity and what you're not exposed to. And I always say the things that you don't know will either hurt you or set you back. So that's actually key.
Yeah, sure. He said that to me one more time. He said the things you don't know either hurt you
or set you back.
Oh, that's a good one.
I wanted to say something else, but I ain't gonna say it on camera like that because I don't want to wish nothing bad on nobody. But it will hurt you or set you back. And I always got to tell myself that too. Like I told you, just 2 years ago. I mean, I've been learning past 10 years. I'm 31. Matter of fact, I'll be 32 here on Monday.
Happy birthday.
Appreciate you.
Happy birthday.
But I've been learning, but like the past 2 years, just from a real estate standpoint, although I've been reading about real estate since I was about 19, 20. I'm talking about going online, getting articles. I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad about 2017, just kind of learning some things. But the past 2 years with real estate and funding and how to actually run a business and structure certain things have been very, very key. But it's one of those things you don't know what you don't know until you don't know it. And that's why I'm glad I've been surrounding myself around other people who are either smarter than me, more wiser, have more experience than me, or wisdom, I should say, because they are able to teach me things that I didn't know. So now I get to teach people like you or spread the love to you or anybody else. So it's most definitely important. You said something earlier, too, about that funding is kind of the way to start that business. We don't have to use our own money. And I think that we got to start thinking like those Fortune 500 companies. I always tell people, these Fortune 500 companies ain't starting businesses with just their money and enough money to get started. No, they got lenders, they're getting business loans, maybe credit cards, all these things, and they are having reserves for several months until they can start making revenue. Imagine you coming to start, let's just say your group home for for $8,000, and that's all you have. But it take you 60 days to get enough people in the home to at least break even. You're probably gonna be at the game fast. Yeah. But that's why we gotta educate ourselves on funding. But I do understand too, like there's so much scam stuff going on in the world, especially on social media. A lot of people are nervous and scared. So sure. That's why when we lock into good people on when it comes to financial stuff or funding in general, we gotta pass these people along to the next people so they can understand that, hey, we dealt with these same people. They helped us out. They're legit. We can vouch for them, so we can start helping more people get funding and get to where they need to be.
For sure. And I can say one thing, like to piggyback on what you was just talking about when you said like that we got to be like the Fortune 500 companies. Yeah. One thing that I was told last week is either you gonna know how to manage debt, or you gonna work for somebody that do know how to manage debt.
Yeah.
Because you got to think about everywhere you work at, all the McDonald's, or the any fast food restaurant, any job, any building. If you got a physical place, I bet you they didn't pay for it cash.
Everywhere. Everywhere. Even at home or that business is paid off, you still paying something. There's some type of debt on it.
You see?
Period.
So that's why I feel like a lot of people, we gotta, but then again though, it's also like you said, it's the way most of us are brought up. I think we scared of debt.
Right.
But it's because we don't know how to manage it though.
That's true. Makes sense. But I always say like it's a perception thing. We gotta shift our perspective. And I'm gonna take it back. Like I think we just right before we started shooting, I said, "What is it worth it? Basically, spending 6 figures on a business that can bring you dang near $500,000 every year for however long you're in the game? I think it's worth it. Now, if you spend if you spend 6 figures and you only generating maybe 10 grand, 20 grand a month, well, not 20 grand, but only bringing in maybe $100K, maybe less than what you put in, and it may not be worth it. Yeah, for sure. So I think it's a perception thing. I always tell people in general, like life in general is perception and it's leverage.
For sure.
That's the name of the game, perception and leverage. And I think before you can ever leverage anything, even if it's a relationship, money, whatever it is, you have to shift your perspective and create that perception that is needed to be able to see it for the long haul. So. For sure. So yeah, man, this is interesting, brother. So, you had something to say?
No. Okay. So, I know we've been talking about me a little bit, but I got a question for you.
Okay, talk to me.
So, when it comes to the financing for you, like when you first heard about the funding, how I got my property is a little bit different than you.
For sure.
So, when you was able to, the first time you was able to hear about your type of financing, how did that open your eyes? Like, how did that change your perception to how you were looking at it from before? Since 2 years ago, you said I was trying to get into a business, but I didn't have the money, and now you didn't have to actually even have to have that much money.
Man, bro, it was mind blowing. Like I told you, I'm a big saver. Like literally, anybody who knows me can tell you I'm a save before anything. I stopped getting J's a long time ago to liquidate that money, put in a savings account, so when I get that opportunity, I'm there. Or save faster towards the opportunity. That obviously would take forever. So when I heard about it, of course it blew my mind, and of course it just had me everywhere. But when I actually, like, let's say when we acquired this property, the way we did, creative financing, oh man, I became addicted to it.
For sure.
Bro, I was wanting to go buy more. And of course, my real estate mentor, Mikhail, he like, hey, like slow down, make sure you analyze the deal right, things like that. So it was mind blowing for me. It most definitely was a mindset shift, a perception shift, perspective shift, all those type of shifts. And I cannot foresee myself going back to the original way of thinking about financial literacy in general when it comes to the real estate market.
For sure. So
like it's literally up from here. I need to get on your side of the game and get private money lenders. Well, I have one, obviously, my mentor, because he's teaching me. He like, hey, I'm teaching you how to use other people's money. Why not use my money?
Yeah.
You know, whether that's giving him equity in the deal, or he be a annualized percentage partner, where he just get, you know, a return on his investment, you know, yearly. But I'm trying to get on your side at some point where I start playing with the hard money lenders. You know, maybe do a fix and flip one day. Most definitely I want to develop. My goal, once we start the youth group home, is to start planning out how that next youth group home gonna be, but we're gonna develop it from the ground up. And I know now for sure I need maybe a hard money lender. I need private money lenders to come in on this investment to make it come true. Now, of course, the type of return that we'll get on the youth group home will be enough. Probably I can fund it myself in a sense, but why use my money when I can use other people's money? Exactly. So for me, it's life changing. It's life changing before it even just changed. No, it changed my life. It's life changing before it just dramatically changed my life.
Yeah.
But you know, most of the time you have to see it here before you physically arrive where you need to be. So I see it every time. That's all he do is talk about real estate.
Yeah.
Real estate and financial literacy behind the real estate. So every time he talk about it, it's just But I do be having to catch myself like, hey, look, slow down, focus. The focus is the youth group home. The focus was only to acquire the property that I own, not lease it out, and then use it as a youth group home as an exit strategy to the real estate. Once we get that going, now we finna go into full-fledged real estate investing mode. I want more property, so it most definitely it was a shifter for me. At 31 years old, it was a shifter for me.
So when learning about that creative financing, would you say you learned that because of the people who you surround yourself around? Like, do you feel like if you would have never been around the people who you currently surrounding yourself with, do you feel like you would have been able to obtain that same information, or do you feel like you would have been in the same situation where you're at now?
I'll be honest with you, I couldn't have done it without everybody that's in my circle, period. And my real estate mentor now, he wasn't the first person that brought it to me. It was, one of my big bros named Dunn. He exposed a lot of us to the creative financing side. But of course, when you learn new information, it's like, man, it's not sticking as much. It's still foreign. But then you be around it so long, and then maybe you learn it some more down the line, it starts to stick.
For sure.
So everybody that's been in my corner when it comes to funding and real estate in general, matter of fact, not even just real estate and funding, but group homes, everybody that's been in partnership with me or been next to me the past 2 years when I pivoted and got into the group home game on the adult side has been a big help to why I'm where I'm at. Sometimes we like to say that we self-made. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I used to say it all the time. I'm self-made. Like, ain't nobody... I realize from a mature standpoint with a lot of wisdom now, you ain't self-made. Somebody helped you along the way. Even if that means that your mentor that you never met in your life that is on social media helps you. Because I'm pretty sure we got a lot of them. That's how I know Beyond Win.
You see?
He was him and... what's the other one? He real outspoken.
Oh, Wilby.
Wilby. Those was probably the two people that I've seen first when it came to real estate investing, especially fixing and flipping. And then I told you the other chick that's in Cleveland as well. I watched her like 7 years ago. I can't remember her name, but yeah. So I couldn't have done it without the people that's in my circle, and that's why it's important to build relationships, get in different rooms. Like, you ain't gotta be keeping connection with 50 people every time you leave an event. But if you can find 1 to 2 solid relationships, those relationships can turn into something more and actually get you to where you need to be. So I'm gonna just tell you literally, my goal when I pivoted from the youth group home, because I hit that financial wall, I told myself I was gonna give myself a 2-year span. I was gonna sign a lease on the homes that I had. They was gonna end around December and February. By then, I need to have an investment property and start a youth group home. I bought that investment property in June, so I surpassed it by several months. We still ain't started the youth group home yet as of November 1st, today, November 1st. But we have the home. I told you, we wait on another property to try to close, hopefully before Tuesday, before the foreclosure hit. So if the mortgage company stops that foreclosure, we it. We got that home. But even if we don't get that home, we have this home. We just got to do some extra construction, and we'll start the process. So So yeah, I couldn't have done it with nobody that's been in my circle literally in the past 2 years, and even people before the 2 years. You know, some people have planted seeds. They might not still be here, but they planted some seeds somewhere for me to actually probably lock in and focus on the things that I need.
For sure. So would you say when going, like when elevating now, like when elevating in general in life, like would you say that the people that you surround yourself with matter the most? Like,
oh yeah, power proximity is a hell of a drug. Whether it's a negative power proximity or a positive.
I agree.
You legitimately become who you hang around.
I agree.
Even if you don't do everything that they do, you do get some type of residual, whatever, from them.
For sure.
So that's why I always try to, like, I don't really go out. I don't really go to clubs and stuff because look at the environment.
Yeah.
The environment is really not beneficial and conducive to not even just business, from a business aspect, from a personal aspect. I most definitely ain't hanging around people who ain't talking about nothing all day. I don't watch football or stuff like that. Maybe when it comes to Super Bowl and playoffs, that's about the only time. I don't watch sports or nothing like that. I literally try to focus on things because, you know, they say what you tune into, you turn into.
For sure.
And it's like, for me, it's like, hey, I got to be around people who is trying to go where I'm trying to go, or I'm trying to go where they probably are if they are, you know, further than me. So yeah, power proximity is strong. So for any young person, anybody in life, no matter what age, audit your circle. And actually, it's Q4 of 2025. It's audit season. You need to be auditing your life and the people around you and the things you're doing to get ready to bring in new people for the journey that you're trying to create for 2026 and beyond.
For sure. Like, I can definitely agree with that. Like, this year, 2025, like this last quarter, audit season. 2026, I feel like where everybody should, I'm not gonna say where everybody should be because I can't tell nobody where to go.
Right.
But I feel like where everybody should be going, I feel like everybody should definitely, like you said, audit their circle. Like, because being around negative people or being around negative environments, I feel like that stuff definitely attach on to you. And me, at least, because I'm a good example of being around the right circle. It changed you. Like, for example, like my friend who I was telling you about earlier. Like, now in Cleveland, it's like I got four young brothers who I just met, like all within the last year.
Right.
But like me now got that good relationship with them. They're my brothers. You know what I mean? Like, bro, audit your circle and be around the right people, for sure.
You asked me that, but at 19, it's important for me to actually ask you, do you think the people around you or the proximity is important? Like, what does on average, what you think a 19-year-old, an average 19-year-old is doing out here in today's time? Like, in your opinion, what do you think they out here doing?
It depends. Like, for somebody who would be in my shoes.
No, just what the average 19-year-old out here. What are they doing out here?
Probably going to parties, going to college parties, going to clubs every weekend, kicking it, going outside, spending a whole bunch of money, not thinking about the future, for real. Yeah. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I can't be frustrated with it because I can understand a lot of people looking at it like they young. You know what I'm saying? They got time, but I look at it like we young, we got time, but in another shape, in another form, like I'm looking at it like I got time to really get up there, you know what I mean? Whereas other people looking at it like they got time, they can chill, you know what I mean?
So since you said that about the partying and stuff like that, because that's one side of it, what are you doing at 19 years old? What does life look like for you on a daily basis? Are you on the opposite side?
So a life like me on a daily basis,
even on the weekend, like what does it look like? Like, what are you tuning into?
Like me, I'm gonna be honest with you. I go to my project. I check in on my clients because I also got a credit repair business.
Oh man, you ain't telling me that. Oh man, we gonna have to talk about this later on. We ain't gonna probably have enough time for the credit part, but we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, but I actually it's new for me.
It's all right.
It's new business. I've been learning about credit ever since I got into the house, but I just started the business like a couple months ago. But I'm checking up on my clients, marketing, trying to get more clients. Right now I'm actually in a space where I'm trying to do more content, and I need to upload to be more camera savvy and stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, I just working. Like that's all I'm trying to do.
You ain't working, you grinding.
Yeah, and I'm also like trying to be like on some, being in the right rooms, like going to real estate events, kicking it with people who more like-minded people.
Right.
Just trying to learn. Like I'm always trying to learn. Like just anywhere where I can learn, any real estate event, any credit events, even if it's personal development events, I'm going to them. Even on Wednesdays, like I'm going to events that like help me better with my talking. You know.
Oh, look, that's important.
Cause I got to. I got to be able to talk and be in front of people. You know. So really, just personal development, like all around.
Yeah.
Like every day of the week.
Look, I salute you.
I appreciate
At
you.
19 years old, bro, you locked in. I didn't start doing stuff like that until, probably about 24, 25. So for you at 19 years old, knowing the average 19-year-old is not locking in doing stuff like that, that's what's up. And even, some 19-year-old entrepreneurs out there doing their thing, but they still connected with, I'm not gonna say the wrong things, because depending on what they doing, it might be the right thing for their business and they social presence and stuff.
Yeah.
But whereas as you, I mean, you out here in the real estate game, you start your credit repair, you trying to build yourself and stuff. You just continuously investing in your personal development, because that's what it really is. It's personal development, because it's personal development before business development.
For sure.
And I say in the next 3 to 5 years, you're gonna be dangerous. 10 years, it ain't no talk about it. So I'm most definitely, like I said, I'm proud of you, bro. You got your first fix and flip. How is that coming along, bro? Like, how?
So,
talk to me. Good, the positive and negatives.
So you want me to keep it real, no fluff?
No fluffs.
All right. So a lot of people, they probably gonna sit right here and tell you like, yeah, everything green.
Can I pause real quick? Mm-hmm. If you got on here with some fluff and it got back to win.
Nah.
So yeah, you no fluff.
For sure. So like my project is going. How do I say? It's going pretty good for my first project, but I can definitely say like it's a learning experience for me.
For sure.
I learned a lot. Like I learned that you can't trust contractors. Don't trust no contractor. That was one of my biggest mistakes.
I think I told Beyond Win. I think Beyond Win said that many times.
You see what I'm saying?
Continue.
Don't trust no contractors, man. Also, you got to be more organized. Like me, I'm 19, you know? So I'm still like learning about a lot of stuff, you know? So I'm learning about how to be organized and how to make sure things is running how a business is supposed to be run. So that was a challenge for me at first, like making sure everything is organized and doing everything the right way. But at the same time, these are the things that I feel like you got to go through. Because if I would have never went through this experience, because look, let me say like I'm going through a bad experience. I don't want everybody to think like I'm going through a bad experience. Because at the end of the day, all right, let me not say like I'm going through a bad experience, because my experience is I'm still gonna walk away with a good bag.
You just probably spend more than what you budgeted for and stuff.
For sure,
but that's real estate.
Yeah, like I over budgeted a little bit. I spent a little bit extra, but I feel like it was also things that I had to do.
Right.
You know what I mean? Going through all these things let me know like, all right, ooh, I know what not to do next time. You know what I mean? So now I got a whole bunch of list of do not do's. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I got a whole bunch of list of do-do's. You know what I mean? Things that do work for me. You know what I mean? But I can say I needed this. A lot of people, they scared to just jump in the game. Like, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of people think they need to know every single piece of the information. I don't think you need to. I feel like you need to know majority of it, and you got to be willing to take the risk. Because if you're not willing to take the risk, you never gonna know. You actually learn from doing the job. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to go on Instagram and just scroll and go on YouTube University. Nah, that's not how that works. You gotta actually get in the game. Like when you get in the game and you actually see it for yourself, you learn and you be like, oh, I remember that's what he was saying. Like, you know?
That's true. So you said that some people feel like they gotta know basically everything before they get in the game. Mm-hmm. So for you, obviously you probably was not knowledgeable about a lot because you did make some mistakes. Mm-hmm. Would you say that you gained a lot more information that you did not know or probably should have known before you started?
I'm gonna say I learned. Like I told you earlier, I was in a mentorship. I paid for a mentorship. I learned a lot in the mentorship. Right. Like I would not be here without that mentorship. Mm. But I can definitely say you gotta get in the game. Yeah. For example, if you don't get in the game, all that information would have been gone. That's it. You know what I mean? And now a lot of stuff that, like you just told me, my mentor, he preached all the time. Like if anybody who know who my mentor is, Beyond Win, you know he preached. Don't trust the contractor. Don't trust the contractor. Don't trust the contractor. Don't trust the contractor. And I had to see it for myself, and I had to learn the hard way.
What do he say? When it gets to grind, what do he say?
What do you mean?
What do he say?
About the contractor?
Yeah, you doing the opposite of what he said.
I ain't gonna lie, he wasn't feeling it. But at the same time, like he's someone who older, so he on some I told you so, you know. Yeah. But he like you gonna learn from it though, like you know. Yeah. But he definitely on some I told you, you know.
And the things we go through is our best experience, you know. But sometimes you know we don't have to go through the things we go through, especially when we have a mentor. You know, teaching us that, but you know, sometimes we gotta test the water a little bit, or do things our way because we're like, man, they don't know what they talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
And then you learn that, solidify like, okay, this is why he is the mentor.
For sure. Like, and it let me know, like, all right, boom, bruh. If he's have people paying him for this information, clearly he know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I wouldn't be here where I'm at without the information he gave me. But like me, I want to learn everything. I want to do everything myself. You know what I mean? You don't got to.
That's how I feel about my real estate mentor. He told us about this home and stuff, and it played out one of the ways that he said, hey, you got to look out for. And I'm like, you said it. I know what to do now. Think about every exit strategy, not just one. Think about every exit strategy if it works. For sure. But you know, we learn. Like it's my first investment property. Mm-hmm. It's your first investment property, and showing up, it's not gonna be the last. And we only can get better from here. For sure. I mean, you can get worse from here, but with the mentors that I know we have, like it's no going backwards. It's only up from here. So, I can imagine, bro. Beyond when his come out. You probably just said it lightly on this camera. But, so yeah. But man, that's cool, bro. Your parents. Your mom, father, they still living and stuff like that?
Yeah, my mom, I'm living with my mom. My mom, she a nurse. My mom, I was just talking about my mom yesterday. My mom, I love my mom to death, but my mom was like a worker, you know? So me and my mom, we look at things a little bit differently. For sure. But like now that, like my hopes is actually for her to see me, see what I'm doing, and it motivate her to be like, okay, cool, I don't gotta work 6 days a week. Like, you know, cause my mom, she work hard. Like she work real hard, 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts.
19 years old, you just graduated last year, right?
Actually,
2 years. This past December. Mm-hmm. Okay. So not even a year, about 11 months. Mm-hmm. Mama probably wanted you to go off to college or at least get a job and work.
My mom wanted me to do something. At first she wanted me to go to college. Yeah. But then she figured like that's not me. But then she wanted me to like get into, at first I was thinking about getting into truck driving. Okay. But I don't know, it's just not me. I love the investing part. Like, I just love being an investor. Right. So, and that's me. I don't know if that makes sense. But
when you told her, hey, mama, I'm finna go fix and flip, or if you didn't even tell her and you went to go buy the property and told her what you gonna do, what mama said?
So you wanna be honest? When I first paid the mentorship.
I should have started there. Keep going.
So the first one, I didn't even, the infield, so it was like an infield training event where we walked, like, did like city tour. That was only a day. Didn't even tell her I was going. Because in her mind, if I told her I'm going to pay $1,000 for one day, she would be like, man, what?
Yeah.
Nah. So right then and there, literally, but right after the infield training, we was like in a hotel conference room, and he offered the mentorship. Mm-hmm. In the mentorship, he offered it for a less ticket price because we came to the end event.
For sure, you invested in yourself.
So I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, like, should I go? Am I about to pay this?
Yeah.
$6,500. Like, am I about to pay this? Like, what I'm about to do? And I'm sitting there. I called my mom. I told her $6,500. She said no. She said nah. My mom, like I said, she's not really an investor. It's not her lane.
Yeah.
So when she first heard that, she really wasn't agreeing with me. She didn't really see the point in it. But now, I mean, she feeling it.
I was just gonna say, now that she see it, like, okay, has she been in your property yet? She walking there, looking, and you probably talk to her about numbers, how it's gonna go and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. What's her response?
It's a full 360 turnaround. Like, I can completely see how last year my mom was completely against this.
Yeah.
Like, now my mom don't know what I'm doing, but she know I'm good. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, she ain't worried. Like me, I'm back and forth catching flights. Like, for example, I just was here last month for a real estate event. Now I'm back here for another event to do something. And then I'm also about to go to Miami for the Inner Circle event.
Okay.
And
we'll win.
Okay. And we also gonna shoot some content out there. We gonna meet up with some other, cause my friend he do credit repair as well. Not my other friend Gio, but remember when I was talking about my 4 brothers? Mm-hmm. One of us do credit repair as well. So we gonna meet up with some people out there to do content.
That's what's up.
But so mom, like, now when she seen me doing all this, she like, whoa. You doing your thing, son. Like, I'm proud of you, but for her, it's just mind blowing. Like, she never thought that could happen, you know?
Look, bro, that made me proud, bro.
I appreciate that.
Like what you doing and just the response you got out of your mama, especially her not seeing the vision or understanding it because that's not what she into or where she come from. Mm-hmm. But seeing it all basically unfold, and this is only one. This is property number 1. Mm-hmm. So that most definitely make me proud, and I think everybody should chase their dreams and not really listen to too many family members or friends because, of course, it's not their vision to really see.
For sure.
A lot of people are not going to see what you see and understand, the things that you are getting into, especially when you're around other people, And sometimes it takes for you to actually start moving your feet for people to get on board, which is perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we do just be talking about stuff and we never move. But when the feet start moving, when we start creating whatever we're creating, it makes people into believers.
For sure.
So it's good that you was able to make your mama into a believer because I'm pretty sure seeing her son, 19 years old, 11 months out of school, doing big things in the real estate game. Because I'm pretty sure one thing I know, 2 things for sure. People should know that there's houses everywhere. They getting built. They ain't going nowhere. So if she see you doing something with houses, she probably see that it's going to be successful for you.
Yeah.
So, bro, keep doing your thing, man. And I know we don't have much time because I know you got to go to your next event because you're doing big things out here in the city. And I appreciate you for coming out and thinking about you, bro, and wanting to get on this podcast. But what would you like to lead the people with? Matter of fact, before we start there, what do you see yourself in the next 12 months?
Next 12 months? Well, I want y'all to stay tuned, stay looking on my Instagram page because it's about to get scary. But so I got my credit repair business. I'm about to after I come back from Miami, you're gonna see like my content start going up, and my funding business going up, and lastly, real estate. Like next year, I got a plan.
How many houses do you want to flip in 2026?
6.
6? Okay.
6. So right now I'm actually in the midst of building like a little team. Not like a little team. I ain't gonna try to downsize it.
Big team.
Big team. Trying to build a team of contractors. So everybody, so I can actually handle all these projects that I got in the pipeline.
Right.
But 6 projects, credit repair business, funding business, and also I'm doing. If you need your taxes done, I do taxes as well. So
you doing it all, huh?
Yeah.
Look, okay. Look, I like it.
I appreciate it.
What advice would you give that 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old young man out there trying to find out what they want to do in their life? What kind of advice would you give them?
Man, like, don't listen to the distractions. Like, there's so many distractions for us. Like, especially like people who look like me. It's so many distractions. Like, you got girls, you got parties, you got all these things. But make sure you not focused on that. Make sure you focused on the bigger picture. Like, and that's feeding our family. Like, you feel me? Having our family see stuff that we never could even imagine, you know? Mm-hmm. So just chase that dream. Like, if you got that dream in the back of your mind that you keep thinking over and you can't get it out your head, it's there for a reason. It's there for a reason. So just make sure you lock in on that dream. It's gonna be a lot of people who probably tell you like, no, you can't do that. No, that's not for you. Go get a job. Man, them haters, you feel me? So when everything unfold, them gonna be the same people who saying, I knew you could do it.
That's it. Look,
I knew you could do it.
That's it. He's speaking some real wisdom, you know. And one of the things he said, you know, lock in and basically grind. You know, work now, work later. And have that delayed gratification over instant gratification mindset. And I guarantee you, everything will come to you that you didn't even think. What can they lock in with you at, man?
What's that?
What can they lock in with you on social media?
Lock in with you can follow me on Instagram. Right now my Instagram is _216_J, but I'm actually about to do like a switch on my Instagram because I'm about to flip it to my actual business side. So y'all can be able to follow me at Credit Rich J, and you're gonna be able to see me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the platforms that you can think of. I'm on there.
Please follow and support my young brother, 19 years old, out of that Cleveland, Ohio. And I got to come to Cleveland. I got to come to Ohio in general, specifically Cleveland. So you now give me a reason to be able to come out there.
For sure.
But lock in with my brother, young and getting it and trying to create something. He's not a young person out here that is just screwing off his life. He's literally out here grinding, trying to make a way not only for himself, but of course for Mama Bear. So lock in with him. I am William Chapman III. You have tuned into the Willpower Hour. And here's my brother James. We'll see you.
Peace.